Welcome to Game of Roses. This is PaceCase.
This is BachelorClues. And it's 2025. I can't believe
Happy
it.
New Year.
Happy New Year. It's our first show back in the new year. We're already 6 days into the new year as we're recording this. Time is already flying, even though it doesn't exist. But this year is very special. Let us simply say that. What's that?
Some things don't change in 2025. Time still doesn't exist. That's good.
And in effect, change cannot even be real because time doesn't exist, you see. Therefore,
okay.
what we're about to say,
Did
this
someone
whole
see an entity over break?
I saw a couple of entities over break, but we'll get to that. We have some very exciting news. Obviously, this is 2025. We are dubbing this year Sandwatch 2025 because this year will include the triumphant return of Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 at the end of this year after we've taken a year off from Paradise. There was no Paradise in 2024. There will be at the end of this year. We can't wait for it. And so we're kind of on constant lookout for who's going to be in that cast. We know a few of them. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
They're also big, important names. Like it's 2025. That's a quarter century. And it's BIP 10. That's a big number. 10s
That's
are important
true.
in numbers.
I mean, to some degree.
Tell them.
This year will be the first full calendar year that we're going to be doing live viewing parties for Bachelor, Bachelorette, and Bachelor in Paradise, and a Golden mixed somewhere in there potentially as well. They're going to take place again at 33 Taps back in Silver Lake, where we started our live watch party journey back with Jen Tran season. So we hope you'll join us for that.
To East LA, baby.
Yeah, if you're in LA, please come out.
Territory.
Join us
kind
for
of.
that. Yeah, it's kind of in the middle of us territory. All right, so today's episode, we don't have anything quite yet to discuss about, obviously, our beloved game because it doesn't air until January 27th. That is 3 weeks from today. So
you know how I feel coming back from winter break and not having Bachelor?
How's that?
Terrible. I hate it.
I'm sorry.
They should premiere it the first week of January. That's just when Bachelor premieres. I'm sorry. I didn't make it up. That's when it should happen.
I think they have put it off this week due to football. That old NFL, the National Football League.
I'm tired of hearing that. I'm tired of hearing about that
I don't know
game
what to tell you.
Everyone's so interested in.
Yeah, if Grant Ellis's season can do numbers that are commensurate with an NFL game, then I think they would probably change it. But as for now, I don't think Bachelor can touch the NFL.
I don't know. We haven't yet seen You Did Me Dirty. This is a line in the pilot, or not in the pilot, in the trailer that keeps replaying in my head.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great season. I'm looking very forward to it. And next week, we will begin our process of going through all the Instagrams of the incoming rookies. That's how close we are to this season. Literally 1 week from today, you will be getting the first half of Grant's rookies, going through all their social media and seeing what we think of these incoming players, which I think is going to be, I think they're going to be part of a historic rookie class. I just think we're going to see play coming out of this season that's unparalleled. Perhaps, I know we've had professional seasons in the past, but I don't think we have seen something at this level yet. I think it's going to be a new era for the show in terms of play.
I do think that the amount of contestants reaching out to Clues to be coached for a season or to try to get onto a season, I know it's not statistical, but I do think it matters. And the level of interest was unprecedented. And I think that means all professional class. I'm expecting 15 Maria Georgies.
Yes. And I think we're going to have some players who are not afraid to embrace villainy as well, which I can't wait for.
Well, there's now basically a Bachelor in Paradise for villainy in House of Villains. You know, there is that route to go.
I'm telling you, Third Wave is really shaking up all reality TV. You can see it in every different show that you watch. There are people coming into those games, whatever it may be, 90 Day, Bachelor, Love Island, Love is Blind, whatever it may be, who are there to become reality stars, whatever the kind of goal of the game is to win the ring, the crown, whatever it is clearly secondary to whatever these players are trying to do. And I think for me, that is creating the greatest era of reality competition television that has ever existed. I absolutely love it.
I'm so excited. I feel like we deserve this for all of the other things that we've been putting up with just, in life. And now for our mashup episode, we don't have, certified segments, but we do have this one. Our next certified segment, Winter Break Bestie Catch Up.
Okay. Brought to you by Topo Chico, tangerine and ginger extract. Drink it and live forever.
I'm so jealous. I can't believe you became a Topo influencer so fast.
I'm not a Topo influencer, though. They're not paying me anything. I'm just doing this because I like it.
Well, they gave you merch.
That is true. I was paid in product.
You're paid in bubbles.
My winter break bestie. Did you watch any movies over winter break?
Well, don't get me started.
Okay.
First of all, I saw Wicked again. And I have just been told that it is streaming. So I am so excited to keep watching it on repeat over and over again.
Okay.
But I saw a couple movies that were so good, but I think in the way that you like The Room.
Okay.
Like, I still haven't seen that,
great.
but I feel like the way you like that is the way I like these movies that I watched. We went through a, what do you call it? Someone's canon. They're a bunch of their body of work.
Adam Sandler?
Lindsay Lohan's Christmas movies.
Yep.
Have you ever seen these?
Oh, yeah. Very interesting.
Oh, my God. I did not even know these existed. First, we watched Falling for Christmas, which I think was maybe my favorite. Mm-hmm. This is the one where she is at a ski town. Chaos ensues. I won't say what happens. There's some falling, maybe, in multiple ways. There's falling both physically and in love, kind of like our beloved game. And I had no idea she did these. And then I watched Our Little Secret, her other one with the guy from Pretty Little Liars. I didn't like it as much as Falling for Christmas. Falling for Christmas really had some wild acting choices. Absolutely. By all. And Lindsay Lohan is doing so much body comedy in these. Mm-hmm. Like every other scene, she's doing body comedy, like falling or jumping on shit.
Sure.
It's wild.
There's a whole subgenre now of these Christmas movies that are shot in like a weekend, written in a day. Everything's in the first take. We got it. Moving on. And you don't
need more than one.
Laughably bad. Hot Frosty was another one. Did you watch that?
Hot Frosty. I'm writing it down.
That was with Lacey Chabert of Party of Five and Mean Girls fame. And she puts a magical scarf on a snowman who then turns into a real hot man and doesn't know anything about humanity, but she falls in love with him, etc.
Is he covered in snow? Is he like white?
I mean, he's a white man, yes. But
he's not like translucent.
No. He turns into a real flesh and blood human being who always has to be eating cold stuff and drinking cold stuff or he overheats and starts sweating.
That's funny.
It's great. I highly recommend it.
I did not. It kind of makes sense because I've been really into romantasy a lot. And it's a little bit in the kind of same genre. It's like elevated fiction, romantasy.
Having sex with a non-human creature, I believe, is romantasy, which leads me to a movie I saw this weekend or this past weekend over the break.
Like The Shape of Water?
What was The Shape of Water? Oh, that was I don't know. I never saw it,
but I thought someone banged a fish.
Yeah, fish guy. I watched Nosferatu.
Oh, scary.
Wasn't scary at all. Beautifully shot, visually stunning. Lily Rose Depp, I don't know. Didn't do it for me.
Not good.
Thought the acting was flat. It was an interesting movie. Overall, I liked it, but I can't recommend the movie, I think. I also saw the Bob Dylan movie.
That one I also
Complete unknown.
I almost watched my first music movie in that one because I was like, I really liked Wonka, but I didn't see it. I'm not going to see it.
Yeah, you shouldn't. It's very repetitive. You see basically the same thing happen 3 times in a row. He plays this one music festival and he is having kind of an affair with Joan Baez, and his wife is seeing it and crying. You see literally that thing happen 3 times. That exact thing happened 3 times in 3 successive years.
Over 3 years?
Basically, yes. That's the whole movie.
Huh.
It was, I thought Ed Norton did a great job. Some of the other performances were great. The woman who plays Joan Baez, I don't know her name. I was like, show me that movie. I want to see her playing Joan Baez for a whole damn movie. She would have been great. She wasn't used enough in my opinion. However, those are the movies that I saw. And we also went on a binge of older music biopics, including the Elvis movie with Austin Butler, which I loved.
Oh, interesting.
And the Queen movie with Rami Malek, which I loved. I thought those were great.
I don't think I've actually ever seen a music biopic.
Some of them are
I
good,
didn't even see
bad.
Walk the Line.
Well, maybe one day you'll get to see a music biopic of yours truly, because right now...
I haven't even watched the Taylor Swift movie yet.
What? Eras? That's just like a concert movie, though. That's not a biopic. You know who I think is coming next is probably Nirvana, played by Jesse Plemons as Kurt Cobain. I don't know if that'll ever happen. I'd love
I'll
that
watch
movie.
that. No, I won't.
What I was trying to segue into is this, PaceCase.
Yeah.
I know we had 2 weeks off, but your boy don't take weeks off. I have created 2 songs for my upcoming Love Island album. And if you're okay with that, I'd like to premiere them right now for you.
Am I okay with it? Yes.
All right. So this is a lot of work went into these, but I think I've got a little formula down now, and I think I'm going to be able to kick out a bunch of songs. I don't know when this album is going to be done. I'm going to be calling it Love Island, the soundtrack. And I don't know how many songs are going to be on it, but at this point in my head, it's like 50. I know that's not actually going to be the case. It'll probably be more like 15, but I'm going to play for you now. If you would be so kind as to indulge. My first song. How do I
listen?
I'm going to share it here in our Zoom.
Okay.
This first song is called The Island's All You Need, and it is my anthem. It is my tribute, if you will, to Love Island. It kind of thematically is really about everything that goes on in the show. We're going to see if you like it. I think I'm doing the sharing properly. Okay. I think I'm doing this correctly.
I see your Tunes app.
Okay. Ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Gonna pack my bags for paradise, chasing dreams under the neon lights. Love or friendship, which one is better when they can both last forever? Sunset kisses as palm trees sway, spend the night in the hideaway, catch a glimpse of who I wanna be. When I'm with you, I'm the real me. The island's all you need. Find love if you believe in this place where hearts collide, where we leave the world behind. The island's all you need. The island's all you need. I can't tell where this is gonna go, but I can't leave here until I know if I'm seeing who you really are, if we're wishing on the same bright star. The island's all you need. It's not a game to me. I'm living my destiny. Are you doing the same, or are you playing the game? Either way, I'm falling for you.
All right. What do you think?
Clues?
Yeah.
You've become too powerful.
I don't think powerful enough just yet.
Your best work yet.
Thank you. Well, we're not done. I have one more song to play for you called The Fire. I could
literally see this being the song that they all do the little dance thing to at the beginning, like they did.
That's
they
literally
only
what
so
I'm trying
far
to do.
done that in USA. But
I'm trying to make music that they would actually play in the show that is also listenable to people who are just fans of the show, or perhaps even people who have never watched the show.
You don't need to have watched the show.
The island's all you need.
Love Island coded.
Exactly.
You only need the island.
Now I'm going to play for you my second
Wow, that was so good. I mean, it's also just like, it's very much my genre and like fun, girly, upbeat pop, BDM.
Exactly. That's because, I mean, that's the kind of music that they play in the show. I'm trying to mimic exactly the sound of the show.
No, you nailed it.
Oh, thank you very much.
Absolutely nailed it. You don't even have any weirdo lines in there.
Weirdo lines? What do you mean?
I don't know. Like, I think they could use the whole song. You don't have anything in there like, I don't know.
I saw an entity. And I did. And we're going to talk about that. Believe me.
We are going to talk about how that was one of the first things Clues said to me at our pre-pod bestie check-in.
Yeah. Okay. So I've got one more song. Do you want to hear
That's
The Fire?
A good song title. Absolutely.
So The Fire is my tribute to the fire pit, where everyone must come to make final decisions about if they're going to recouple, if they're going to go their separate ways, et cetera, et cetera. So I've written a song called The Fire. Let me see if I can share this one with you.
That could have been by Carly Rae Jepsen, that song. I mean,
I wish.
You just...
Carly Rae Jepsen, if you're out there and you'd like to purchase this song for your next album, please let me know. Thank you. Or anyone. I could see her
dancing in like a, California Girls, Katy Perry's, like have some sharks behind her, have a rock shark, have some palm tree outfitted characters dancing, some henchmen.
Yeah. However they want to do it. If someone purchases one of these songs, you're free to make whatever video you like. So this is The Fire.
I let you put songs up again. I feel like the internet.
All my songs are back up. Music. I solved that problem. For the right reasons. What's that?
They didn't give you the listen numbers.
No, I know. But say la vie. But my old Bachelor songs, the For the Right Reasons album is back up if you want to listen to that. As is my personal EDM album that has nothing to do with reality television, but has to do more with reality as we perceive it. That's also up, called None of This Is Real.
Have you played any of these for your family?
No, I haven't. I don't think they'd be interested.
I'm very curious what they would think.
I don't think they would care. Let's now move on to The Fire. Are you ready, PaceCase?
Let's go.
The world premiere of The Fire, my tribute again to the fire pit. Here we go.
What we had was real. The way you said my name, the way you play the game, the way you made me feel. But we both had to see what it felt like to say goodbye. That's the way it had to be. Now we've gotta face the fire. Will we survive or will it burn us away? What does your heart desire? Give it another try or go our separate ways. I'm not proud of what I did, but it made me realize, when I look in your eyes, I see what love really is. Now we've gotta face the fire. Will we survive or will it burn us away? What does your heart desire? Give it another try or go our separate ways. This is what we came here for. Don't stop now, don't close this door.
There you have it.
Wowie, Clues.
Yeah.
That is literally, I am not even convinced that wasn't in the show.
I know. I think I'm getting decent at this.
When they get a text that says, all islanders gather around the fire pit, this is the song that they play over everyone, like dramatic faces looking around, slowly walking to the fire pit. It's perfect.
In my head, it was like they play it when somebody's sitting down on the bench around the fire pit, and it's like, what is the other person who's standing up either has to choose to like go with somebody new or to pick the old person. Yeah, exactly. And it's like now they've got to face the fire. I don't know. Look, there's a lot of uses for it.
I love it. It reminds me of, did you ever watch Buffy?
Yeah.
There was one episode they did that was, I don't know why, some sort of demon that made it all into a musical.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Buffy sings, I think she's singing the song. She goes, I will walk through the fire and let it burn.
Yeah, that was not my inspiration, but I vaguely remember that episode. But thank you for indulging me.
No, this is like the Love Island version. It's so good. Wow.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't want you to work during our winter break, but you did make bangers.
When the inspiration calls, it must be heeded. And that is what I did. Like I said, I'm going to try to put out at least 15 songs that could be used in Love Island. I'm going to try to, at some point, put this whole thing out. So
I think
be on the lookout.
You're going to get one on. Unless they already have an AI doing it for free.
They don't. I've looked into this. Almost all these shows
Those are
that
real
have,
songs?
in quotes, real songs. Some of them are like licensed actual songs. Some of them are covers of old songs. But they also use primarily this company called Vanacore Music. And I believe Love is Blind uses it as well to get needle drop almost tailor-made for different situations where they can, you know, if it's something about a kiss or somebody breaks a heart or whatever, they can have lyrics kind of tailor-made to whatever that situation is. And so what I'm basically trying to do is just generically write lyrics that fit all of these different situations that repeatedly happen in Love Island.
Be the music composer that you want to see in the world.
Absolutely. I mean, that's like, basically what I'm doing.
Yeah, you're basically like a conductor. It's like you're in charge of the music for the show, but no one's paying you.
Right. And my music is not on the show. So it's almost like I have this job, except no one's paying me to do it, and I'm not doing
just like
it.
Coaching.
Other than that, yeah. No, but coaching is real. I'm getting players into shows. So far, none of my music has made it into any of these shows.
Working for free, doing free jobs.
I don't know. Money's not real. I don't care. Who cares?
And they're also not on the show. So good.
Well, thank you everybody for indulging me. Like I said, I'll be, probably here on the podcast premiering songs as I make them. Then that whole album will be released at some point this year, whenever I get enough songs that I feel like is a good body of work to represent, again, all of these, repeated kind of instances in Love Island. Now,
I could see them. I mean, licensing either of those. I really can. So
hopefully, I would love for them to do that. I would love for them to do that. I would also love for any actual musical artist who wants to purchase one of these songs and sing it, and like to treat these basically as demos, to be like, here's the song. All you got to do is sing it. I'm happy to sell anything to anyone. Now let's move on. After this gross indulgence in my musical career, my burgeoning musical career.
It's not a gross indulgence. This is our beautiful... It's art about reality TV, which is, that's basically the premise of this podcast.
That is true. Speaking about art in reality TV, we must now move on to discuss in this hodgepodge Welcome to 2025 episode. Oh, Sandwatch, we already talked about. Now, this is something, though, that we haven't talked about. Indicators. As we're in Sandwatch, basically for half the year, as we're going through Bachelor, as we're going through Bachelorette, and we're seeing who do we want on Sand, will players from past seasons be there? We know there are a couple players who have already been invited. We saw that happen at the Men Tell All with Jonathan, with Hakeem. And so now we are looking in people's Instagrams for indicators that they might have gotten the invite. You're looking for palm tree emojis. You're looking for pictures of people sipping drinks in a kind of tropical environment, something that mimics what you might see in paradise. Absolutely. And I think you're going to start looking for these things roughly at the end of this next season of Bachelor. That's when it really gets ramped up, because you're going to see the women tell all at that Bachelor at the end of Grant Ellis's Bachelor 29. At that, there will be some women invited, and you'll start to see other people putting stuff on social media that hints at we got invited to, or we're hoping to get invited. I can't wait for that to start.
It's kind of like also an audition of like Grant's players can. I mean, I would be using all of this time to be doing social media content in the watch back, but specifically there should be some posts that are targeted at essentially making the intro, the almost paradise, your intro. Like, what is going to be your brand on sand? What will you bring to the sand? What will you look like in a sand outfit, a swimsuit?
That's actually a great idea, to make your own little intro video. Like, I mean, we talk about
I would do a Dune one.
A Dune one? What would that be?
Yeah, because it's on sand. I don't know.
Riding a sandworm.
I'm the worm.
Oh, you are the sandworm? Okay. You emerge from the sand.
It's just my first thought. Something with Dune. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they get rid of that intro anyway. So
look, I know we've talked about that for sure, that is something that needs to be discarded and redone. But for now, we have no information that clearly leads us to believe that will be done. So we have to assume that it's going to be that same old intro. You might as well make your own little thing. Just take a video of yourself doing something funny, and then at the last second, you look in the camera, whatever it is, a football hits you in the head. Ouch!
Someone throws
something
you
like this.
Baguette. Shante. Like
somebody
a French
throws you a
person.
quesadilla, as Wells Adams did to Jesse Palmer. Do something like that and just put it on your Instagram. Give the audience a taste of what it might be like.
Sorry.
You had who do it?
We've had people, their Scream has been video intros they've recreated for Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah, it's always a good idea. I mean, for anybody who's looking to get on Paradise, or any reality show for that matter, you want to make your Instagram, your TikTok, your social media essentially show producers exactly what you would look like in their show. Make their job very easy, and it will give you a leg up at getting in that show. At any rate, beyond 2025 Sandwatch, we have a lot of exciting stuff coming up this very week. As this is airing on Tuesday, you're going to see some reality shows coming out on Wednesday and on Thursday. If you're with us on Patreon, you know I'm watching Beast Games and Clues Corner, which we should talk about that. We should spend a few minutes talking about Beast Games, but we'll do that in a moment. We also have on Wednesday, January 8th, Special Forces World's Toughest Test Season 3 USA. I'm going to be covering that in Patreon as well. Now let's just break this down, what we've got going on here. Why Special Forces is important to Bachelor Nation. Season 1 was won by Hannah Brown and another co-champion who I believe was an Olympian. Season 2 was won by an Olympian, not but tri-champion, triple champion, however you want to call that.
The whole problem with this whole show,
no,
the amount of winners
it's not,
is
though, because the show it's a test of your own psychological fortitude. Can you push yourself through these grueling acts of torture, physical, psychological, mental, emotional, all of it? Can you get through it is really the question. And so far, again, season 1 had an Olympian and Hannah Brown, got through it all and won. Season 2 had an Olympian and Tyler Cameron and won Nicholas Vial. So far, both seasons have had Bachelor franchise champions. Season 3 begins Wednesday, and we will see if that holds true again. Here's who's in this season. Again, I'll be watching this on Patreon. Please watch it with me. We've got Nathan Adrian, professional swimmer and 5-time Olympic medalist. So there's your Olympian. We've got Stephen Baldwin, a Baldwin brother actor. He is the father of Haley Baldwin. I predict usually the actors, they ain't long for this game. No offense to the actors.
Haley Baldwin's father.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do well either. We have Alana Blanchard, who is a pro surfer and a model. maybe pro surfing could come in handy. That's an athletic type thing that might give her some endurance, some ability to do the horrible
operate in the
challenge.
water.
Oh, that too. Yeah. Landon Donovan, massive, gigantic pro soccer player and a coach.
I don't think he's going to do good.
I don't know. How old is Landon Donovan?
I feel like he's too,
is a factor in this too.
Yeah, there's just something when they're so successful that I'm just like,
Yeah, there's a piece of this that is a proving it to yourself.
Yeah.
And I think, again, it really is about like the psychological fortitude. Can you push yourself through these pain points, emotional distress points? Can you do these things? And Bachelor players, I think, are uniquely qualified to do it because they have been put through the crucible of the Bachelor system, which forces you, especially if you're a lead. And so far, all 3 Bachelor champions, or no, only 2 of the 3 have been leads. Tyler Cameron, though, might as well have been. These are people who, and also Tyler Cameron was like a college football player, and he's not that far from that time, so he's still in very good physical shape. But I do think that ability to push yourself through the experience of being a lead on The Bachelor is much harder than this show is 8 days long, and it's 8 grueling days of torture for sure, but it's only 8 days. And when a Bachelor player looks back on their career and they're like, I was the Bachelor for 2 months. I was being essentially tortured every day of that. I've already
practiced being tortured. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, this is a cakewalk. At any rate, let's go through the rest of this cast. We got Carrie Hart, a motocross champion. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know who that is.
Brody Jenner, TV personality, DJ who's known for MTV's The Hills. Also the son of Caitlyn Jenner. Yeah. Son of an Olympian. I don't think long for this world. Marion Jones, Olympic track and field athlete. I mean, yes. I feel like this is has a very good shot of making it all the way to the end. Then
you have to have mental toughness to be an Olympian.
Absolutely.
I've been told.
Yeah. Well, Olympics is very similar to Bachelor in that it is this protracted, elongated process of mental pushing, because it's not just, yes, whatever your event is, you go out there on the floor for a minute or whatever and you do your thing, but it's the training up to that point is literally a lifetime of preparing, eating right, doing all the kind of the mental things and that attitude of like a champion. I will push myself harder than anyone. That applies in Olympics. It doesn't necessarily apply in other pro sports, which we look at. Cam Newton is a former NFL
Marlena
quarterback.
Wesh, Dale Denton. We've got some Olympians. Well, Dale didn't get in the show. Marlena Wesh was an Olympian, right?
Who was the other one?
I said Dale Denton from the guy who was almost the Bachelor in season 3, volleyball player.
Oh, right. But we also have Cam Newton in this season, who was a huge NFL player. But again, those NFL guys are like, you go out there on Sunday and you play your 3 hours. Then you have a week to get personal trainers and the medical people look you over, get massages and all this kind of stuff. I don't think
they don't train all day, every day.
Hell no. Football, you can't. After you play an NFL game, your body is wrecked. You got to spend a whole week recovering. They'll do like some light practice and stuff, but I don't know. I don't know if he's going to do it. We then have Kayla Nicole as a sports journalist, model, and influencer. I don't know. Kyla Pratt is an actor and musician who was the voice of Penn in the Proud Family. You know this one? Me either.
But I know the next one.
Denise Richards, an actress and reality TV star on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I think I first saw her in Starship Troopers circa 1993 or something like that. Now, I've read a little bit about what happens to Denise Richards in this season. I can only tell you ain't going to want to miss that. I don't know when it happens, what episode, but it is absolutely insane. And I have to imagine. You watched it?
I will watch the clip.
Oh, I was like, I don't think they have the clip out yet, but I can only imagine what happens to her is the end of her time in the show. I can only imagine she must be immediately relieved of her duties.
Unless she's the toughest warrior of them all.
She decides it. I don't think so. Anyway,
but I don't think so. Just based on her performance in Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, as soon as she was questioned on anything, she's running away. She's quitting the show. So I don't think she has the staying power to, regardless of the incident that happens.
But I will say psychologically, she seems very tough to me. To have to have lived through a Charlie Sheen marriage seems like that in itself is enough to maybe make you win this game.
Her partner is into like some sort of thing you put on your brain that's like scanning like demons and stuff. There's like,
I'm listening.
I don't know. I'm not explaining it correctly, obviously, but
I'm gonna have a demon brain scan.
There's a lot going on there, I think.
Well, we also have Christy Carlson Romano, a former Disney star. We have Golden Tate, a former NFL wide receiver. We have Jordan Weber, an Olympic gymnastics gold medalist. Maybe there's some juice there. And then we have 2 Bachelor players, very important ones. Bachelorette Ali Mano-Fedotowsky and Bachelorette and the golden godmother of the whole franchise, Trista Sutter. I don't know about Ali Fedotowsky. Trista, I think can do this. I think Trista
100%.
is going to dominate this season, honestly, for a variety of reasons. The main one being not only
she is mother.
She's a mother?
She is mother.
Oh, she is mother?
Bachelor Nation.
Sure.
The kids are saying stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, she has gotten more out of the franchise maybe than any other player in terms of lasting power, staying power. She's been a part of the franchise since really the beginning of it. She was kind of the proof that made the franchise viable. She got married where Alex Michelle didn't. She's still together with Ryan Sutter. They have kids, all this stuff. But
she pretended to not know Ryan Sutter that whole time. That's hard to do.
Do you think she knew?
I'm just kidding. But I have heard a conspiracy that, I mean, I've heard it on Love is Blind as well, of just like couples being set up.
I think she just has that mentality to have gone through the first season of The Bachelorette as The Bachelorette. I can't imagine what horrors were visited upon her that we will never know about. But then to also be in the franchise for the next 20 plus years, coming back as fairy godmother, coming back to, tell-alls and after the final roses to bestow blessings upon people, all the things she's done.
The wicked date.
Yeah. And I think she's looking now, third wave is popping off and she's now getting these opportunities. Who knows if she might wind up on Traders or something like that. But I think maybe more than anybody else who's going to be on this show, she is going to realize this is a chance for her to expand her reality TV legacy. If she does well here, it means these other shows might start lining up. And I think for her, that will provide enough drive to get through the whole thing.
I'm not going to watch a show. I don't like watching people being tortured. That's why I don't watch football either. Just kidding.
Oh,
I've seen it. But that trailer of Trista with the voiceover of her talking about going into this was almost enough to make me watch the show. It was like, I was like, oh, she must win. Because it was just like, oh, she has like this gravitas and you're like physically, you don't think someone who is like, small or older can do it. But it's like, if that's how the show works, anyone can win. You don't have to be an Olympian. You just have to endure.
Yeah. And I don't know what the challenges are going to be for this season. I know in season 2, they had a challenge where they made people literally fist fight each other. Nick Viall and Tom Sandoval were punching each other in the face in that one. They may have this kind of close combat type scenario again. I think she'll demolish whoever it may be her against Ali Mano-Fedotowsky. I don't know.
Oh my God. Well, it definitely feels like she would win punching Ali. I don't know. Like, Ali Fedotowsky is a great player too. Like,
absolutely.
Don't forget. And she is also doing the rounds right now. I saw a clip of her on a podcast where she's coming for Ellen DeGeneres, which was great.
God, perfect. That's hilarious. That's what
I guess she went on her show and she was not friendly.
They need to get Ellen DeGeneres on this Special Forces. All right, so that's going to be popping off starting on Wednesday on Fox. I'm going to be covering it again in Clues Corner. Please join me if you're interested in that.
Is it like the show Help, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here?
No.
Okay.
That one, it's more like a Survivor type thing. They drop them in the middle of the forest and they're like, figure it out. This is these Green Berets, Special Forces, Navy SEALs, all kinds of like hardcore military guys they make you sleep in a horrible living conditions kind of bunker in whatever the environments are always like hostile environments. So like last season, it was this bitter cold place in like Siberia or something. And they wake them up at 4 a.m. and they're like, get your backpacks on. We've got a mission. And then they've got to carry like a 500-pound boat 2 miles across a thing, put it across a river. There's a shot last season of they're all lined up after they just did this horrible march. And Tyler Cameron's sitting there and he just projectile vomits because he's so out of breath, so exhausted. So we're looking forward to that. Will we see some more projectile vomiting?
Well, what else are you covering?
I'm also going to be covering, starting Thursday, Traitors Season 3 USA. They've already released 7 minutes of this on Peacock. I have not yet watched it. I'm going in clean, but that's Thursday night on Clues Corner on our Patreon. Join me for that if you will. Yeah, I can't wait for that. So let's real quick, we'll go through the cast list. We, of course, have Wells Adams. I just can't wait to see what winds up with. I think he's going to fail almost immediately.
I'm very confused as to this casting.
Yeah.
Like what they're going for with it.
I am too.
Like, okay, this next one, Sam Asghari, that's Britney Spears' husband, right?
Yeah.
Is that how they're going to portray Wells? Like, Sarah Hyland's boyfriend,
the two
husband.
Famous or husbands of famous women. They'll like match. It'll become a dynamic duo. Hey, dude, I hear you got a real famous wife that has a lot of money too. Yep, I do.
Being an Instagram husband is tough work, right? Filming and spinning around.
They don't appreciate us. Nobody appreciates us. We're just hangers on. I don't get it. We also have Chanel Ayan from Real Housewives of Dubai.
That you're continuing this rivalry.
I mean, it's a rivalry requires two people, so this is not really that. We got Bob the drag queen from RuPaul. We got Dolores Catania from Real Housewives of New Jersey, Jeremy Collins from Survivor, Robin Dixon from Real Housewives of Potomac, Dylan Efron, who is Zac Efron's brother from Down to Earth.
He'll be on Wells and Sam's team.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, dude. I know you're not married to somebody famous, but it's pretty close. You're like us. Come on over here. I don't know what's happening.
17 again. It once got stuck in my computer. I watched it 50 times.
Yeah. That's Sarah Hyland's favorite movie. I think I watch it all the time with her. Nikki Garcia now is the biggest person on this cast from what you might call the WWE. She's one of the Bella twins. And I think, don't they have a Love Island podcast?
Yeah, they're doing a Love Island podcast now.
The official one. Yeah.
Which is very strange casting to me as well. Speaking of strange casting, I'm like, what? They're not even Love Island people.
Who?
Nikki and Bella?
No, but they throw people into Traitors sometimes that are not reality stars. Like they had the guy from British Parliament last season.
Oh, remember that? I mean, why they're doing the Love Island podcast.
Oh, they just love it. It's smart. It's why Ariana Madix is a great host. She clearly loves Love Island. Anyways, we've got Bob Harper from The Biggest Loser. We've got Brittany Haynes from Big Brother 12. Rob Mariano from Survivor. He's going to be good to watch.
Him. Boston Rob is an icon. I hope he doesn't go home first and disappoint me like Parvati. I mean, Parvati didn't go home first, but
she made it pretty far.
I was thinking she'd win it all.
Yeah. We've got Dorinda Medley from Real Housewives New York. Sierra Miller from Summer House. Lord Ivar Mountbatten, listed only as an aristocrat.
That's funny. I like that this is now a tradition. They just have one random British person.
And I remember looking up his Instagram. He has no followers. He's not, like social media wise, he's not famous. They just like reach out to, I don't know. Just, we need British royalty in here because that dude, the guy who's from the House of Parliament, I forget his name now. He was great on that season. He was very straight shooter and everybody trusted him. And anyways, we've got Danielle Reyes from Big Brother. We've got Tom Sandoval. Of course, Vanderpump Rules. Chriselle Staus.
Sierra Miller Summer House. I just want to send out a little hug through the airwaves to everyone who found out about Craig and Paige's breakup that happened over winter break. This is a Southern Charm, Summer House, Winter House crossover couple. They've been together forever, and it's devastating.
And they still are, given that time doesn't exist. And they never were.
Nice.
We move on to Chriselle Staus from Selling Sunset, Tony Vlachos from Survivor.
Yes, the cop.
Caroline Weiger from Survivor 44, and Gabby Windy, I almost said your season 19 Bachelorette, but one of 2 season 19 Bachelorettes. I believe Gabby Windy is going to be the star of the season. I think she is going to last very, very long in this game, potentially win it. I'm really hoping they make her a traitor. And we're going to find out in 2 days.
I hope so too. Yeah. Who on this list do you want? I want her. I want Rob. I want Chriselle, I think, would be a good ally for Gabby. I feel like they're kind of in the same thing.
Yeah.
Wait, is Siesta Key Girl not on here? Did she get cut?
I'm not sure. Not that I saw on this list anyway.
Siesta Key Traders?
The thing about Tom Sandoval, I will say on this, is I think he's going to get cut early.
She's rumored to be on Perfect Match. Wait. Oh, no. Is she not on Traders?
I think this was the only list there ever was.
Yeah.
But,
shoot, sorry, I got confused. It says Perfect Match.
Yeah. Tom Sandoval, I think, is going to get kicked off almost immediately unless he's a traitor.
I can see him pairing up with Wells.
Yeah. I could see that as well. I just think that he has so much ill will against him for everything that has happened in his personal life that no one's going to like him and they're going to want to kick him off immediately. If they make him a traitor, I think he'll still get kicked off very soon, and that will be the first traitor to go. I just wouldn't make him a traitor. But I don't know. I have so much mixed emotion about this game, the mechanics of it, in terms of how they select the traitors. It is not random, and it should be, in my opinion.
Right. I agree. It should be, but they want people who are good television. I could see Dolores being a good traitor too. She's kind of scary.
But again, join me in Clues Corner this Thursday for the first episode of Traitors Season 3. Now let's discuss Beast Games.
Sorry, I'm so excited for you to get your introduction now to all of these housewives and Chriselle. Like, I'm so excited to see who pops for you. I mean, I
haven't watched full seasons of any of these shows, but I've seen clips, definitely of Dorinda. I've seen Bob the Drag Queen. You've seen
clips of Dorinda going clip. That's one of her signature gestures.
I obviously know Nikki Garcia, the Bella Twins. I don't know Lord Ivor Mountbatten.
Me either.
But I've seen Chriselle Staus. I've seen a bunch of her stuff. I'm not unaware of these people, I'll say, but I haven't seen full seasons of any of their shows. Let's move on now real quick. I want to wrap up today by talking about Beast Games, which I'm also watching in Clues Corner. This show is, I think, one of the most important reality shows that has ever been made in the history of mankind. I don't mean that to say it's a good show or that you're going to enjoy it. But the fact that it is made, and per Mr. Beast himself, it is the top watched show on Amazon in 60 different countries. I don't know if that's true, but this is information he put out into the world.
What is number one Amazon show? Oh my God. As of January 5th, the top watched TV show on Amazon Prime is Beast Games.
Yeah.
Others include Beast Games Cross, Beast Games The Summer I Turned Pretty, Beast Games Reacher, and Beast Games Fallout. Wait, are there multiple Beast Games shows?
I have no idea. I'm not sure what any of that other stuff is, but Beast Games is essentially an expansion, an evolution, an extrapolation of Squid Game: The Challenge, which is based on the scripted show, Squid Game. The message of that scripted show is it is bad to live in a world where billionaires and the financial elite can put together their own reality show for entertainment where people kill each other for money, an amount of money that is trivial to them. That's the message of the scripted show. That's a bad world to live in. We don't want to live in that world. Yes. Squid Game, the challenge, the reality show, removes that message and just gives you that reality show, even down to making the people on the show wear squibs that explode when they get eliminated from the show, and the producers make them pretend to die on camera. So there's no real death, but there's at least the image of death being presented as these people are knocked out of the game. Now we go to the Beast Games. So Squid Game Challenge, I believe, had 486 initial players vying for a prize of $4.6 million. Beast Games has 1,000 initial players vying for a prize of $5 million, which is represented, and this is important, on Squid Game, the challenge, and on Squid Game, the narrated show, or the scripted show. The money is kept in a giant piggy bank suspended from the ceiling. The players can look up at it. It's aspirational, but they can't touch it. And it's kind of delivered by God almost. The money falls out of the ceiling into the piggy bank. In Beast Games, the money is very much on the ground at the same level as the players, stacked into a small pyramid, $5 million in cash. On the top of that pyramid is Mr. Beast himself. He stands on a mountain of money, barking orders at these players before ultimately saying into the air, get rid of 100 of these players, drop them. And in the pilot episode, they're standing on these platforms, each one of them. And he just has somebody throw a switch that dumps 100 people at a time into a black void, which they digitally enhance, just like in Squid Game, the challenge, to make it look like they're dying, falling to their demise. It is one of the most grotesque expressions of late stage capitalism, I think, that has ever been created on television. None of these players, or I should say very few of these players, are even given names. They're primarily referred to as their numbers. You get almost no ITMs about who these players are. I'm 4 episodes into this now. You don't know any of their backstories. They are just there to amuse Mr. Beast and his henchmen, of which there are 2 kinds. Mr. Beast wears a black tuxedo jacket with a black hoodie and black pants, as do 4 or 5 of his closest friends. He makes them dress just like him. You can see their faces and they kind of laugh at all of his jokes and scurry around after him, picking up his scraps. Then there
we're watching him most of the time.
Yeah. I mean, he's very much the main character of the show. This is all being done at his pleasure. He is the darkest Dark Lord we have ever seen, because there is real evil in this man, in my opinion. And then there are also enforcers that are faceless, just like in Squid Game. People who are wearing masks, you can't see their face. They deliver money or throw the switch or, whatever needs to be done. I think it's important to watch this show because it is really, I think, a symbol of the times where we are living in a world where, there is certain sentiment against the global financial elite, shall we say, coming up from the proletariat, if you want to call it that. We've seen some events take place in the past month or so that I think we're all familiar with. And this is coinciding with the airing of this show where you have a billionaire, or a man who is at least worth hundreds of millions of dollars. I don't know if Mr. Beast is a billionaire yet or not. He may be. Standing on a pile of money, yelling at people, trying to convince them to sabotage one another, to manipulate each other in service of, again, an amount of money that is trivial to him. All for his pleasure, as he laughs, cackles at the misfortune of these players that he is designing. It's unbelievable that this is a real show, that Amazon, again, I don't think there's any love for that company other than its service. I don't think people think Jeff Bezos is a great guy. It seems almost like these 2 evil masterminds have come together to put this thing out into the world that is essentially reinforcing the idea that the global elite, the global financial elite, are immune from any of the problems that the common person has. And we will laugh at your demise for our entertainment.
Yeah. I looked up the show. The icon is him sitting on top of that pile of money. And according to the Wikipedia, he is ranked in the Forbes list for the highest paid YouTube creator in 2022, has an estimated net worth of $500 million.
Okay. Well, I mean, he's the most successful YouTuber of all time by a magnitude that's immeasurable.
This says I don't even know who second place is. $10 billion across
Could
the channel.
Because he has all these
on Reddit.
Yeah, he's got multiple YouTube channels that are hundreds of millions of people watch his videos. He also has food and drinks and all kinds of different products and all this stuff.
February 15th, he said, he brings in $700 million a year, but says he's not rich. I've reinvested everything to the point of stupidity.
Sure.
All right.
I believe that.
Well, I just like the thing that is just so wild to me about this, which is whatever, basically just the Squid Game show as well, is like completely missing the point of why it was popular.
Absolutely.
And who is the evil person in Squid Game?
But
it's the host.
Those shows do well. This is the number one watch show on Amazon.
I mean, it's
Squid Game
literally
Challenge has a season
4
2
out of 5 stars on Amazon. Number 1 in the US. IMDb 5.2.
Yeah, it's strange that people don't. I guess the people watching this don't care, or they don't see the thing that this actually is. They're just watching it at kind of like face value, like, oh, look at that person crying because they lost their ability to make $5 million. Ha, ha, ha. I don't know. I don't know what it is exactly, but it seems like there is a reckoning coming for this type of media. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I don't think this type of thing is long for this world. Or maybe it is. Maybe I'm completely wrong and we go the exact opposite way until it's Running Man. Have you ever seen that movie?
Mm-mm.
Highly recommend this movie. It's called The Running Man. I believe it was based on a Stephen King short story. It is an action movie, an Arnold Schwarzenegger action movie from the late 80s, set in the year 2017, about a reality show called The Running Man, which takes convicted felons and puts them through this gauntlet where there are, I believe, 5 assassins in this arena that they have to make their way through all of them. And if they can get to the end, they win their freedom. And so it's about Schwarzenegger.
Do people all watch it?
It's the biggest show in the world. People bet on this, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of stuff in that movie that is like very prophetic. If you watch it now, you're like, wow, they got a lot of this right. Anyways, I don't know if we go completely that direction. Like, does Beast Games ultimately really have people dying in it? I don't know.
I don't know where the line is. I'm very curious, especially since, you have world stuff assessed. You literally are allowed to torture people if they agree to it.
But that's a different thing.
I don't know.
Those are like celebrities coming into this. It's a reality show. This is something completely different. It's just regular people, 1,000 people. And the games are almost like, it just has to do with random numbers. It doesn't even have to do like your skill or intellect. No skill. There is in some ways, but a lot of it is about psychosocial manipulation. Can you convince somebody to give you their thing and self-sacrifice so you can move on, that kind of thing. So even in that, the kind of interpersonal dynamics, it's used to exploit these people. At any rate, like I said, it is a hard watch, but I think an important watch. I do believe that it's kind of it's the new benchmark for these really exploitative shows. And I don't know where it goes from here, if it gets worse or if these shows go away. But it's important to know that these shows are there. Why would it go away? It's number 1. Because like I said, I think there's going to be a reckoning. The next 4 years, I think, are going to be very telling about what happens in media, what happens in our country, et cetera, et cetera. And I think that these shows are a symptom of just horrible abuse of power by rich people.
Yeah.
And that's what is being presented. That's the premise of these shows. I'm not sure that lasts.
I am very curious where it's all going to go. And I mean, the rate technology is going at this point. Like, I don't know. Going to be really, really interesting times ahead. I'm not going to watch this. But good fight in the good fight, Clues.
You got to know about it. Oh, I see. Now we're wrapping up here. Here's the end of our show.
We are at the end of our show.
I see what you've highlighted in the document.
I have highlighted one item we haven't gotten to, but maybe we are at our time and we should talk about it on Thursday.
Might as well talk about it now.
Okay.
The entity. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this is not to do with reality TV whatsoever, but if some of you have been following along with me on my journey as I've been doing all kinds of weird meditations to try and reach the astral plane, part of those meditations deal with reaching out to whatever entities might exist wherever you're going with your consciousness. And so I've been kind of trying to focus on that a lot more lately and really just put it out there. If you're around and you're hanging out, come hang out with me. That type of a vibe. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean, come hang out with me? Like, I want to hallucinate you?
Well, I mean, is it hallucination?
Or you're joining consciousnesses?
Just to interact with whatever else may be out there in that, if you want to call it an astral plane, the realm of collective consciousness, whatever you want to call it.
I do think there are certain elements that might help you get there. I've heard.
Yeah, I mean, certain people can take drugs. DMT is known to put people in different places, and there's a wild experiment that's being done in England right now with regard to DMT, where they're putting people under DMT for 30 minutes at a time on an IV drip, and then they're seeing if those people go to the same place, and they come back, they describe what they've seen, if they could transmit messages to each other. Interesting results. Those results will probably be published in a few months, I would guess. But this has nothing to do with that. This was simply through some like hardcore meditation, putting that idea out there. If you're around, come hang out. And a few days ago, I was having a dream, and it included spiders in one way or another. I wake up from the dream. I'm in a moment of sleep paralysis, which I haven't had since I had cancer in my face. And I wake up and my eyes open and I'm looking at the wall.
You can't move?
Yeah, I can't move. But I'm awake. And I'm looking at the wall, and the spiders that were in my dream are now on the wall in my room. They're there. And I'm just kind of looking at them and I'm like, this is weird. The dream is like still kind of here, but I'm definitely awake. Then the spiders dematerialize into this kind of translucent, black, glistening material. And it forms a humanoid figure that is looking at me, standing there in my bedroom, standing against the wall. And I just stared at it for about 10 seconds and was like happy that it was here. And then I like fully woke up and it dissipated. But I believe I saw something. I don't know. You tell me. Is it a hallucination? Was that a real thing? I don't know. You tell me. I loved it.
I don't know, but a black oozing substance is very important in severance. So
okay.
I'm wondering if that has to do with it.
Probably not. But that's my entity story. If you have any entity stories,
really
hit me
scary. A person made of spiders. It wasn't scary at all. That's a nightmare.
It wasn't scary at all. What are you talking about? It was great.
Spider, just one single spider in my room. That's scary.
Yeah. Oh, I don't mind spiders. I like them. Anyways, that's how we're kicking off 2025. We got entities. We got beast games. We got traders coming up. We got Special Forces Toughest Test. And we got Bachelor Season 29 at the end of this month. And then next month, we got Love is Blind Season 8.
We got Bachelor Season 29. And don't you forget that we are doing our player breakdown the next 2 Tuesdays.
Yeah, we'll start it up next week. At the end of this week, we'll have This Week in Bachelor Nation for you, covering a bunch of the stuff that we missed when we were out, as well as some of the stuff that's popping off this week. And we're just gearing up for that 2025 Sand Watch. Who's going to be in Bachelor in Paradise Season 10? It all begins now. Again, we know a couple of players from the past seasons. Are we going to get Maria Georges on sand? That's a possibility.
The main thing I'm watching sand for.
Me too.
To see if those toes will be twixted. Sand will twixt between those toes.
Yeah.
Anyway, happy for you for getting an entity. I know that
you've
been working on this. And for your songs.
I'm inches away from an OBE. I can't wait.
Oh my God. Someone should watch your body so that they make sure you come back to it. And they can yell at your body, Chad, come back. You don't have that?
Don't have that. Don't want that. Don't care if I come back.
Backup. Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying?
If I have to do this podcast alone because you have projected into the Spider-Verse, I am going to lose it.
I'll come back from the Spider-Verse. Talk about Bachelor, rest assured.
Please, I will. If you disappear, I'll call for you.
Okay, thank you.
I'll play your songs. Maybe that'll bring you back.
The Siren's Call.
My hometown, and it's more than just a play. That one really has stuck with me.
Oh.
Anyway, good job, Clues.
Good job. Welcome to 2025. Thank you all for joining us. We feel like this year is going to be a great year for Bachelor. And I can't wait to cover it all with you, PaceCase.
Samesies, bestie. See you Thursday. Bachelor Nation. Praise be Dark Lord Palmer.
Please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast. Please get a friend to listen to us, and then please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast.